Hi, this is our presentation for Group RM. This is Michael Thuleen, and I'm the first one up. So here we go. This is for task one, creating an OS sequence that will deploy Windows Server 2022. So the first thing I did was create the team folder for our team to put the other assignments in. The next thing is I just selected install in the creation of task sequence, just install from an image because that's how it is. I did task one, so to make it easy, I just put task one Windows Server 2022 install, default settings. On the install a Windows operating system, I selected number 2 so that the user would have a desktop experience instead of just command line. The rest of it's default. Because I didn't have domain credentials, I just did Thuleen workgroup. So for installing the configuration manager, it's just the default setting, state migration default settings. I chose not to install any software updates because we're just doing proof of concept, and there's the other lab later this week, and I thought that would be time consuming. I also didn't set any applications to be installed with this because of the previous reasons. And so here's, once I've gone through all these tasks here in the create new task sequence list, it brings up a summary and it says what it's going to do. And then here's the task created. And let's go to the next step. So the second step is deployment to the software center. And so for that, I'd used a similar naming convention, deploying to our Team RM's device collection, as you can see down here. According to the rubric, I set it as available to configuration manager clients. I didn't schedule a time that it would be available, so it would be available immediately. And then I used the default settings here in user experience. No alerts were set for this. And this one, specify how to run the content for the program. I just set it so that it will download it if the user is going to use it, that way that it's not just pushing it out. Here's the confirmation again, and there's success. So in this slide, you can see that the OS deployment was successful and it's now present in Software Center. I did do 2 other things that you had in the video, which was the machine policy retrieval and evaluation cycle, and the application deployment evaluation cycle, which brought it almost immediately present.
This is Runhua, and I will present that how to create an OS task sequence that will deploy and upgrade to Windows Server 2022. Okay, this is creating the initial task sequence, and you can see that I select the third option. And then this is the specing task information. You can see the name is task2, the task2 name. Then I upgrade the Windows operating system. You can see in the screenshot. Then I finished creating completion. Then I began to the deployment to the software center. setting it to available, scheduling the deployment, and so on. This is to specify alerts. And then this is distribution settings. Then by opening the software center, you can see that the operating system test 2 is available in software center. And this is my part. Thank you.
Thank you, Runhua, for the presentation. So on my part, I work in task 3, create standalone media through the task sequence media wizard. So first of all, I open up the task sequence media wizard and select the standalone media, and I click next. And on this page, on this part, I select the media file, and then continue. And I choose a password. It's a simple password to protect this task sequence. And then for this part, you can add some additional application to this deployment, to this package, but I choose not to because this is not necessary for this media. And here I select the distribution point and continue. And then I review the summary of all the selections, make sure I didn't miss anything, and then I select, I click on next. After a few minutes, I confirm the task was complete successfully. Okay, so now this part is finished, and then I hand it to Mark to talk about his bootable media.
Hello, my name is Mark Jason Quijano, and I was tasked with exercise 4 to create bootable media through the task sequence media wizard. To start off, you're going to want to open the software library, access your team folder, and in the ribbon, create task sequence media. Once you create a new task sequence media, you'll be prompted with the Create Task Sequence Media wizard, and here you'll be prompted for the type of media. For me, I had to create the bootable media. Next, you have to choose the type of management point between dynamic media and site-based media. I chose dynamic media in this case. Next, you'll have to specify media type between removable USB drive and CD/DVD set. You'll also have to create an output folder, preferably in your team application folder. And you'll also have an option to label your media. In this case, I left it as Configuration Manager. In this window, I had to configure the security settings, and to do that, I had to import the PKI certificate and password through the shared ASU file in this class. Once you're done configuring the settings in the previous window, you'll be prompted for selecting the boot image for the media. And for the boot image in the picture, I chose the boot image 64, the distribution point as the ASU SCCM IFT380 local, and I also chose the associated management ports as the ASU SCCM IFT380.local. In the customization screen, you're able to customize your task sequence media. In this case, I just left it blank as is. Once you've made all the necessary configurations to your bootable media, you'll be greeted with a window of confirmation of settings. Lastly, for this lab, I was able to go through the task sequence media wizard and successfully create and complete bootable media.